With hundreds of terrifying and shocking stories, the most disturbing and mysterious can be found in Asia. Stories that seem unreal the first time, keep your lights on and the windows closed. Because here you are to watch Top 10 Unsolved Mysteries, Asia terrifying discovery and true crime cases you never heard about. Starting from China and Malaysia, ending up with the most mysterious one from Singapore. The cannibal brothers, the vending machine killer, and the pop singer who became a witch. Explore with us Top 10 true crime stories from Asia. The Cannibal Brothers. After the Shen brothers faced a financial loss due to a failed investment, they decided to kidnap prostitutes to make up for their loss. Their rampage started with the abduction and brutal murder of Yao Fang, whom they extorted for her bank account details. As they continued, Li Chunling, a victim, made a pact to save her life, becoming an unwilling procurer for the brothers. How were they doing their crimes? Their crimes included dismembering victims and even cannibalizing their organs, spreading terror across multiple cities. To eliminate evidence, they used horrifying methods, including grinding victims and dissolving remains in sulfuric acid. The authorities finally caught up with the brothers and accomplices, leading to their arrest in September 2004. Their hideout yielded dismembered victims, tools, stolen possessions, and a grim financial haul. The brothers and Li received death sentences in 2005, while their accomplices were handed various prison terms, revealing the extent of their chilling malevolence. The monster killer Yang Xinhai was born in a poor village, known as an introvert and sociopath but very intelligent. He dropped out of school by 17. In 1996, he was arrested for attempted rape, and that is when everything changed. Yang had a history with crimes, but he became much more violent after being released. Did something happen at the jail? It will remain unexplained. But for sure, he has always had it within him, all the gruesome and monstrous crimes that he was to commit. What has he done? The weapons he used to murder were improvised. He used whatever could be used: axe, shovel, hammer. Only in 4 years, he murdered 65 people. On several occasions, Yang slaughtered entire households. Once he killed a father and his 6-year-old daughter with a shovel, then raped his pregnant wife who managed to survive the assault, sustaining numerous head injuries. He scared the whole country for years. Ironically, he was arrested during a routine inspection, but later the police discovered that he was wanted in 4 different provinces for murder and rape. He was sentenced to the death penalty. The witch who killed a politician, Nur Mazna Ismail, known as Mona Fande, previously a pop singer, ventured into the occult, attracting politicians eager to enhance their popularity. Intrigued by Mona's mystique, 49-year-old Mazlan Idris sought her aid to advance in politics, offering her a hefty sum and land titles. He visited Mona for a cleansing ritual promising success. So, how did the ritual go? Tragically, during the ritual, he was fatally struck with an axe instead of receiving the promised riches. His body was gruesomely mutilated, and his remains were buried. After the murder, Mona and her husband went on a spending spree, purchasing luxury items and a facelift. They were charged with murder, and Afandi claimed the victim owed him Rm 2 million for supernatural items. Dark rituals and black magic were also suspected, including the sacrifice of a black goat. Mona's eerie reputation extended to rumors of paranormal occurrences. Before her execution, Mona chillingly declared, "I will never die. My soul will live on forever, even after my demise." What dark secrets can the tale of Mona and Mazlan reveal about the lure of power and the consequences of chasing the unknowns? The vending machine killer. It began with the death of the first victim on April 30th in Fukuyama, who had consumed a beverage laced with the deadly herbicide paraquat. Subsequently, 11 more victims fell prey to the same method of poisoning, occurring between September 11th and November 17th. The poisoned drinks were not placed inside vending machines, but were discovered on top of or near them. A copycat theory emerged as one case involved the use of the equally lethal herbicide diquat. The 12th murder, however, marked the end of the killings. Warnings against consuming drinks found near vending machines were posted, leading to a halt in the murders. Nevertheless, the case remains an unsolved mysteries case, and the identity of the perpetrator remains a mystery. What drove the mysterious perpetrator to poison drinks near vending machines, leading to a series of unexplained deaths? What secrets might lie behind this unsolved mystery? The children's hunter Si Wei was born in China in 1927. His history is shrouded in ambiguity. A source alleges he participated in the Second Sino-Japanese War and practiced wartime cannibalism. Si Wei worked unassuming jobs, often as a gardener. However, he was accused of a series of gruesome murders, with sources differing on the number, whether 4, 5, or 6 Thai children fell victim to his depravity. What made him that famous? That is because of his alleged modus operandi included disembowelment, boiling, and even consumption of his victims. Si Wei operated in various Thai locations and was apprehended in 1958, reportedly while attempting to incinerate a body. He confessed to the murders, admitting he targeted children due to their vulnerability. He even claimed to have enjoyed the taste of human flesh, although he later recanted this assertion. He faced trial, was sentenced to death, and was executed by gunfire at the age of 31 in 1959. His remains were preserved and displayed in the Siriraj Medical Museum in Bangkok. What drove Si Wei to commit such heinous acts, and what can we learn about the dark complexities of human nature from his gruesome history? The Curry Murder. In 1984, caretaker Ayakano Marimuthu was reported missing by his wife Naragatha Valley Ramaya. It wasn't until 3 years later, in 1987, that an informant revealed the gruesome truth. Ayakano had been brutally beaten to death with an iron rod, dismembered, and cooked into a horrifying curry with chili, spices, and rice in a large aluminium pot. The revelation, initially met with skepticism and disgust, prompted an investigation in Singapore. The story spread fear and suspicion, with concerns that people might unknowingly have consumed human flesh. Naragatha and her 3 brothers, Balakrishna, Ramaya, and Chandra, were charged but ultimately released due to insufficient evidence. To this day, the crime remains unsolved, as the victims' remains, the murder weapon, and the cooking pot were never found. Unfaithful lover and serial rapist. From 1986 to 1987, Malaysia was gripped by a reign of terror as a serial rapist named Lee Chow Meng struck fear into the hearts of the nation. His heinous spree of violence left 18 women sexually assaulted, with 5 of them meeting a grim fate. Besides being mentally ill, what would make you do that? Lee's twisted journey into crime began after he was rejected due to his unfaithful behavior. Fueled by misogyny, he scoured the newspapers for victims, targeting teachers and florists who advertised their services. He would lure them to fast food outlets, spiking their drinks to render them defenseless before robbing and raping them. To evade the authorities, he adopted aliases, and on 5 horrifying occasions resorted to murder to silence his victims. The relentless manhunt spanned a decade, but in 1997, Lee was finally captured after being shot in the thigh while attempting to escape. He was subsequently sentenced to 15 years in prison. The chilling legacy of his crimes serves as a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk within society, waiting to be uncovered. Pork Pun Massacre. In August 1985, a gruesome massacre unfolded in Macau when 10 members of the Zheng family met a horrifying end. Patriarch Zheng Lin, a gambler and owner of the 8 Immortals restaurant, was at the center of this chilling tale. The tragedy was set in motion when a man named Huang Jiheng won a substantial sum, 180,000 yuan, from Zheng. They struck a sinister agreement. If Zheng couldn't repay the debt within a year, he would have to surrender his restaurant. A year passed, and with no payment or transfer of ownership, Jiheng, consumed by rage, confronted Zheng at the restaurant. What transpired was a nightmare straight out of a horror movie. Jiheng shattered a bottle and threatened Zheng's son with the jagged edge, coercing the rest of the family members, who were inside cleaning, to bind and gag one another. Tragedy struck when one family member attempted to escape and screamed, prompting Jiheng to savagely attack her, fatally wounding her. The massacre continued as Jiheng either stabbed or strangled the remaining family members, luring a 10th member to their demise. After committing these heinous acts, he spent 8 gruesome hours dismembering the victims and disposing of their remains in the ocean or dumpsters. Shocking as it may seem, Jiheng managed to evade capture for over a year, even running Zheng's restaurant during that time. However, his perfect crime began to unravel when body parts began washing ashore, leading to his eventual confession to the murder of all 10 Zheng family members. Zhiheng was convicted in 1986 and, unable to escape his guilt, swiftly took his own life. This harrowing tale serves as a grim reminder that even the most horrifying crimes can eventually see justice. The Jars killer Lam Kor Wan's descent into darkness began with a traumatic childhood filled with abuse. As an adult taxi driver, he indulged in adult magazines, but his desires soon turned more sinister. On February 3rd, 1982, he picked up a passenger, Chan Funglan, who kept changing her destination due to drunkenness. In a moment of madness, he strangled her and concealed the body in his apartment. Korwan's gruesome photo sessions and body dismemberment became his trademark. He even threw the body parts into a river, leaving the police baffled. With no digital technology, he sent incriminating photos to a Kodak shop, where a vigilant technician raised the alarm. The police arrested. So why was he named the Jar Killer? In his home, they discovered a locked metal box containing horrifying evidence. 2 Tupperware containers, one holding a severed breast and the other a preserved vagina. This earned him the chilling moniker Jars Killer. Korwan confessed to his crimes, receiving a death sentence in 1983, later commuted to a life sentence when Hong Kong abolished the death penalty in 1993. Today, he languishes in Shekpik prison, a stark reminder of his horrific crimes. Dead God. In 2008, a horrific tragedy unfolded in Yishun, Singapore. Zhang Meng desired crab for dinner and expected her lover, Wang Zhejian, to pay for it. When Wang refused, an argument escalated, leaving them both seething in their apartment. Later, claiming to be in a daze and trembling, Wang, naked, grabbed a knife and brutally stabbed Zhang Meng and her 17-year-old daughter, Feng Jianyu, in a fit of rage. The violence extended to another mother-daughter pair residing in the apartment. The mother, Yang Jie, 36, clung to the ledge outside the kitchen window, but tragically fell to her death from the 6th floor. Her 15-year-old daughter, Li Meilin, survived the ordeal. Tattoos on Wang's body revealed the tumultuous nature of his relationship with Zhang Meng. In May 2007, he had her portrait inked on his back as an expression of his sincere love. Just 8 months later, he added another tattoo. The skeleton resembled the dead god, Miss Zhang, slowly and gradually swallowing my heart, he explained, shedding light on the dark and tragic dynamics that contributed to this horrifying event. The unsolved mysteries of these individuals and their heinous acts paint a grim picture of the depths to which some people can descend. The darkness within the human psyche is a chilling and unsettling aspect of our existence. These cases reveal the horrifying consequences of unchecked cruelty and the terrible things that can happen when individuals give in to their darkest impulses. In each of these cases, we witness the destructive power of greed, violence, and a lack of empathy. These individuals engaged in acts of extreme brutality, leaving a trail of terror and suffering in their wake. The fact that some of these cases remain unsolved is a reminder of the mysteries that can surround such horrifying acts. These stories serve as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, the pursuit of justice, and the need to understand the complex factors that can drive individuals to commit such gruesome crimes. They are a testament to the darkness that can exist in the human heart and the need for society to grapple with and address these disturbing aspects of human nature. There are still hundreds of unsolved mysteries stories we are willing to uncover on Mystery Unity. Subscribe so you don't miss them. See you in the next video.